Hi, good on figure transformation. And if you're like me, who have always kind of struggled with what would be considered a stubborn chest. So I could always do a ton of push-ups, bench press, 225, 250, whatever. But no matter what, it never seemed like my chest developed the way that it should. And part of that I realize is a multitude of things. But biggest thing is the kind of type of motion patterns that I was doing. Now, some men are kind of used to really kind of pushing their chest or activating to drive, because not only does my chest adduct, it should hold and stabilize my arms in place. Now, I would always kind of squeeze the chest in the center, but really what was happening was I was adducting the arm more, as opposed to keeping that arm kind of in its lane, so to speak. So some of the exercises that I started to realize that would be the most beneficial to start to increase and get my chest kind of where I want it to be is coming across the body with a chest press. So not going just kind of my traditional style. Setting this up. You could do this with a resistance band and or a cable machine. So I was messing around with it on the cable machine too. So I want to get my elbow out. So I'm already kind of pushing across my body. And then I'm going to push it far across as I can. I keep my elbow outside my hand, so I don't want this to come out here, because now I'm doing the same thing. Now I'm starting to adduct. I want to be here where my chest is kind of pushing on my humerus a little bit, especially on the deceleration. So I really want to focus on the center of my chest, coming across, and I push back. Now you could, if you wanted to, just be careful when you're doing this. I could add a little bit of rotation, and then same thing coming back. But I don't want to make that rotation too soon. If I do, then it's going to just turn right back into a traditional chest press, like a one-arm resistance band or cable. I want that movement coming across my body and out. So if I can get that little extra extension, that's great. I want to be careful. I don't want to let my hand get outside my elbow. Changes or alters the exercise completely. If you notice, it's just resting inside my palm here, and I'm going to push across. Now I'm going to work that extension, midline, a little bit past. A lot of this is going to be based on flexibility, range of motion. Okay, it might be too tight in here to get there. So be careful that you're not, again, cheating by rotating and thinking your arm's extending, and it's not. Common mistakes a lot of times, we think we're moving one way. So kind of pay attention in the mirror. Sometimes these things are really hard to pick up. So I'm coming across here, they start to stop, and now I'm going to push. And now you want to time that coming back. I want to stay in rhythm. So my rotation and my arm are moving at the same time. It's not one and the other. Huge when you're exercising. If you're adding in rotation or anything like that, you want to make sure it's in synchronization with the movement. Again, a lot of that has to do with tightness. And same thing in here. A lot of times we can get our chest just too tight, or our shoulders are too tight, so our chest becomes stubborn. So if you're like me, kind of start thinking of some of these exercises or ideas coming across the body. So I've even kind of I made a video of stretching, kind of leaning into it. Played around with some of the TRX stuff too. I'll try and make a video with that one. But I think the resistance band and the cable machine are the way to go with this in the beginning. Questions, comments, feel free to ask. Thanks.